Hello, housemates, and welcome to Diablo 3, or welcome back, I should say. Today, what I want to do is I want to try out at least one of the other set dungeons for the monk stuff. Incidentally, if you hear lots of mechanical noises, it's probably a garbage truck out in the alley. It's starting to get hot here, and I got to open up the window to keep things cool in the room, so I can't keep out the street noise. And there's always garbage trucks going up and down this alley because there's a bunch of restaurants that back up onto the alley, so yeah. So hopefully that won't be too much of a problem. So, the first one I want to look at is I want to do the Uliana's set dungeon. So, I have a bunch of garbage in my inventory I need to get rid of here. Let's see. Go away. No. 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 Alright. So, let's clear up the inventory here. And now let's get out the Uliana stuff. So, I'm going to disenchant this so I can get that weapon effect, increase the damage of 7-sided strike by 100%, and reduce the cooldown of 7-sided strike. I like that little bit of alliteration there, by 58%. I don't know what the max value for this is. We will see once we disenchant it. It's probably like 60. We have this belt. Each hit with 7-sided strike gains 3.5% damage reduction for 7 seconds, which is pretty good. So there are 7 strikes, which means that's 21 plus... So 24.5, is that right? Which isn't that much, but it's still good. And what I want to get is the Lion's Paw, I think, which gives you 7 more 7-sided strikes. And that, of course, increases the damage reduction by double, making it around 50, which would be very helpful. We have Exploding Palm on Death Explosion is increased by 263%. We're not going to be able to put this one on yet because we don't have a Ring of Royal Grandeur, and if we put this on, we would lose our full set bonus for Uliana's. So we will keep this in reserve and hopefully get a Ring of Royal Grandeur to disenchant. And Exploding Palms on Death Explosion applies Exploding Palm. It's truly ridiculous. So let's put all this stuff away. And, oh wait, I'm actually going to need to get that back out so I can get the gems. No, it's not. Put it there. Pants, shoulders, chest, hands, feet, one hand. Oops. So I need another one-handed weapon. I have this. I guess it will have to do. Don't think I have any other one-handed weapons sitting around. All the slots are filled now, which is good. Is there anything I want to switch out? No. Alright, now I need to get these back out so I can remove their gems. Alright, what's this look like? Looks alright. I just think that I'm going to have to change those fists. I think that the male monk just looks dumb. It's really the only character model I don't like. I think I like all the others. Both the Witch Doctor character models are questionable, not necessarily for their aesthetics. We're going to need to redo our skills. I need to get out the stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, do I have enough of these? Death juice. do I want to destroy this? I mean, ultimately I want to destroy this because you can get 2 fist weapons which give you abilities that go with the Uliana's build. So, just to read this off here, every 3rd hit of your spirit generators applies Exploding Palm, so that's good. Your 7-sided strike deals double its total damage with each hit. Increase the damage of your Exploding Palm by 250%, and your 7-sided strike detonates your Exploding Palm. So, obviously, the on-death explosion is going to be increased, which is handy. I'm going to get damage reduction. Exploding Death's on-death explosion applies Exploding Palm, so we're going to start to get a chain reaction effect. That's what we're going for here. So, yeah, I think even though this would give us more damage right now, the future of the build depends on, because we want to have this, and then here we want to have the lion's paw, or whatever it's called. Yes. And so now this goes here. Yeah, I was right. 60% is where it maxes out. These boots are not helpful. Do I have... I could go find... See if I have any other interesting armor things to... any armor enchantments here. We can always go with Leoric's Crown, because that'll help us get other things that we like. Could reduce our damage taken. Lightning. Shrines and Pylons. Breath of Heaven cooldown. Cyclone Strike. Wave of Light. Sweeping Wind. Dashing Strike. No, we don't want to destroy that yet. Although I suppose we could destroy this in lieu of getting the Ring of Royal Grandeur. Let's see here. What would we want to do instead? Is there anything else we could put on? No, 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 no. No, no. No. Don't know if there's anything particular to 7-sided strike or exploding palm other than that headpiece we already have. Flashing tail kick. Wave of light. Wave of light. Inner sanctuary. Blinding flash. I mean, of course, we could always... I feel like it's better to wear the headpiece and get perhaps a non-monk specific ability here. Like, we get all sorts of things. So I'm not going to destroy that thing yet. So for the time being, we'll just put on Leoric's Crown here. And then we'll leave this, because I think it's the only one I have. Yeah. And we want Ring of Royal Grandeur here eventually. Okay. Got some Paragon points to assign. Working on that crit still. Alright, now we have to change our skills. I'm going to keep Fists of Thunder as my primary, because I just like that. Their secondary... To think about that, we'll see. So, importantly, we need 7-sided strike. We don't get any runes for it out of any of the things we have, so we have to pick a particular rune. Triggers an explosion each strike that deals holy damage. That will be interesting once we get the Lion's Paw, because then we'll get 14 explosions rather than 7. Reduce the cooldown, that seems like a good idea. Removes the spirit cost, and enemies hit are frozen. Interesting. Causes enemies to burn. Teleport to the enemy. Pandemonium or Fulminating Onslaught. Frozen seems like a good idea. I like that. Okay. Exploding Palm. We don't get a rune for that either, so we have to pick one. Additional damage from attacks. If the enemy explodes after bleeding, a spirit gains spirit for each caught in the blast. No longer causes the enemy to bleed, but if the enemy dies, they explode in cold damage. Exploding palm arcs and affects another nearby target. That sounds like a good plan. Because we want more people to be exploding palm because our 7-sided strike will detonate it. Mystic Ally is not going to help us. Defensive was the one we were missing. The category we weren't using. I always like Blinding Flash. We'll just go for that. Let's get
it sounds like you ate too much.
That.
Being immortal is very
Mantra. Damage bonus sounds good. Yeah, we'll keep that for the time being. That's good. That's good. That's good. Yeah, we're not gonna... We'll see how these changes work. This isn't gonna be the final version of this. So... Yeah, it only dictates 2 of our abilities. Our primary and secondary abilities are entirely open, which means that we could think about other items or item ability which enchants something like Wave of Light or Tempest Rush, because we have some of those that we could disenchant and use. But I think I'm going to stick with what I have for right now and just see how it works. Right, next thing we need to do is actually go to the place where we get the set dungeon pages. Hey. Let's give this a test. Alright, I'm going to be a little bit clunky with this because I haven't really used this setup at all yet. Empowered. So, Exploding Palm is 2. Oh yeah, that's what we're talking about. So once we can get it to detonate, it's really good. We're not really potent enough quite yet. Yeah, we're doing very little damage compared to what we were doing before with the other build. So we're going to have to work on this one quite a bit. Yeah, see, once it detonates, they're just toast. But we're much more fragile than we were. We probably shouldn't be in Torment 8 with this quite yet. So I expect to die a couple times here. Yeah. So, this build is much weaker at the moment. I'm not exactly sure why that is. Yeah. Man. This build may not be ready for prime time, so to speak. Yeah, once they die, they're fucking... once one of them dies, all the explosions trigger, but I don't do enough damage yet to really make them... so it's the ranged attackers... that are really bumming me out here. Very interesting. Alright, this is going to be ugly. Yeah, you can see that. Yeah, I'm not sure how we're gonna work this. Nope, 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 nope. How can I make this better? Well, we can think about that at another point. We have the place we need to go. The set dungeon won't be Torment 8 because they're not affected by difficulty. So we'll see if we can't perform a little bit better in there. My internet's being annoying again. One thing that I could do is I could disenchant this and put that on instead of Leoric's item, and that would help me live a little bit longer. So I may do that just right quick. Not very organized here. That's not all of it, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4... Where? There it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's here. So 40% damage reduction, which we can stack with the damage reduction from the 7-sided strike. Seven-sided strike. I think we need to reduce the cooldown. Because we just need it more often to do more detonating and to give us more damage reduction. Yeah, okay. Let's see what this note says. In order to find the latest placement, one must travel to the Cathedral of the False Prophet, north of the enclave that withstood Urzael's wrath. It is there that... ... Okay. Cathedral of the False Prophet. I mean, there is, of course, regular cathedral. Nope, that's not where it's going to be. Urzael's Wrath. I mean, this is a cathedral. The False Prophet. Who the fuck is that? In order to find the latest placement, one must travel to the Cathedral of the False Prophet, north of the enclave that withstood... So there's Survivor's Enclave, and that there is a cathedral right there. So let's see about that. It may be inside that cathedral, which you only go into like once in the entire game. So that sounds right. So it's around here somewhere. Yep, it's right there. All right, so let's... Hello. Oh, I'm about to get disconnected, I think. Oh. God damn it. Thank you. Alright, Dungeon of Uliana's Stratagem. Simultaneously explode 21 enemies marked with exploding palm 3 times. Take no fire damage for the duration of the dungeon. Alright, well, it sounds like I'm going to fail this miserably, but let's give it a shot. Well, I died mostly because this build is too fragile. So, we've seen what it's going to take to do that dungeon. It was an abortive attempt, and I don't think
I must try this somewhere else.
I don't think I'm going to be able to do it with this build at its current stage, so I'll need to come back to it at a later point in time. So that's a little bit disappointing. What can I do to improve this build? That's a good question. I mean, and remember that those set dungeons are not affected by difficulty, so I just got pulped because my character's just too weak. So we'll have to think about that. Hopefully we'll have a better chance next time we go against it. So thank you for watching this, even though we didn't get anything done. If you have any suggestions about how to improve this build so that I can actually give it a good go at that dungeon, please let me know in the comments. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up. If you want to see more of me try and fail to beat set dungeons, then please subscribe to my channel. If you're not going to do any of those things, then I don't care what you do.